Good afternoon and welcome to the Mayday News. I am Olubumi Ajiboye Agbola. The Independent National Electoral Commission has declared that the collection of permanent voter cards will commence on the 12th December 2022. The electoral body made the declaration in a statement made available to newsmen by the National Commissioner and Chairman Information and Voter Education Committee, Festus Okoye. According to the statement, the Commission has also resolved to devolve PVC collection to the 8,809 registration areas and wards across the country. Okoye noted that the decision was sequel to a recent retreat in Lagos State where the procedure as well as the timetable for the collection of the PVCs were unveiled. He further indicated that the development follows the activities of suspected arsonists who are on rampage, setting the Commission's facility ablaze in Southeast and other parts of the country. Osun State Governor Senator Ademola Adeleke has assured the people of the state that he is committed to delivering on all promises he made during the last gubernatorial campaign. Senator Adeleke gave the assurance while addressing Muslim faithful shortly after observing the first Jumat prayer in Oshogbo Central Mosque, Ojaoba. Governor's Office Correspondent Abdurrahim Adekileku has more.
Oshogbo Central Mosque to the admiration of all and sundry to perform the Jumat prayer for the first time as Executive Governor of Osun State. This, according to Senator Adeleke, is in fulfillment of his pledge that if he emerged victorious in the poll and is sworn in, he will observe the first Jumat prayer in the mosque in appreciation of the spiritual and political support he enjoyed from the people of Oshogbo and Osun State in general. Senator Adeleke, while commending the Atauja of Oshogbo land, Obajimo Oyetunji Olanipepu Laroye II, for his unflinching support which nearly pitched him against the past government, assured the congregants that he remains resolute to fulfilling all his electioneering promises, just as he called for more support so as to enable him achieve all that he intends to do for the betterment of the state. Responding, the Atauja of Oshogbo land, Obajimo Oyetunji Olanipeku Laroye II appreciated the governor for his love for Oshogbo, saying Senator Adeleke has stopped the planned relocation of a tractor assembling plant in Oshogbo to another town. The monarch thereafter assured the governor of total support of all Oshogbo indigents at home and in the diaspora in the bid to transform Oshogbo as the capital of Osun State. Earlier, in a sermon drawn from Quran chapter 42, verse 43, the chief imam of Oshogbo land, Sheikh Musa Animasau, called on the governor to forgive whoever offends him, having been patient during the days of struggles as gubernatorial aspirant. The chief imam, who lauded the governor, charged him to hold griply to the tenets of Islam, said he will be among creatures who will be blessed by Allah. The governor, who paid an unscheduled homage to the Atauja, was accompanied by a cheering crowd from the mosque to the palace where the Atauja in council welcomed him. It has been Abdurrahim Adekileku reporting.
Settling gender-based cases out of court is one factor that encourages the continued commission of the crime, as the perpetrators are usually emboldened to indulge in the act. A female activist, Citizen Lolawe, who dropped the hint after speaking on OSBC television current affairs program Saturday Morning Trade, said that all gender-based cases are state cases which should not be allowed to be swept under the carpet. According to Lolawe, prevention is better than cure, condemning the belief that a type of dressing up behavior can instigate abuse of a female child in the society. She speaks further.
Based violence cases happening in the family, being managed within the family, I say no. It is a crime against the state. It is not a family issue. We have always regarded it as a family issue, and this is one of the reasons why the cases has continued to increase instead of reducing, despite the existence of laws prohibiting such acts. Prevention is better than cure, and that is why the United Nations has earmarked 16 days of activism to sensitize members of the society about the need to eliminate all forms of violence against women and girls. Nothing like a petty. But I believe that there is a lot that the family, the society, the church, the mosque, the traditional rulers can do in educating members of the society as to understand what acts constitute gender-based violence.
The federal government has threatened to sanction federal ministries, departments, and agencies that are involved in the illegal recruitment despite the employment embargo imposed by the federal government since 2020. According to the Federal Civil Service Commission, jobs racketeering are rampant on its corridors, including the Federal Inland Revenue Service, Nigeria National Petroleum Corporation Limited, Central Bank of Nigeria, and the Nigeria Customs Service, among others MDAs. The head of the Civil Service of the Federation, Dr. Fola Shade Yemieson, said our office had detected a total of 1,618 workers whose letters of employment were either fake or illegal in the Federal Civil Service. She added that investigations showed that some agencies issued employment letters to job seekers which were not accredited by the Office of the Head of Service, Civil Service of the Federation and the Federal Civil Service Commission, while others simply replaced retired or dead officials with friends and family members, but the replacements were done without the approval of the Office of the Head of the Civil Service of the Federation and the Federal Civil Service Commission, as they uncovered 1,500 civil servants with the fake employment letters in the ministry. The Nigeria Labour Congress and Trade Union Congress have urged the federal government to put an end to the fuel scarcities and shortages and price hike in the country. The president of the labor unions said this in a statement signed by Mr. Ayuba Waba and Festus Osifo in Abuja. It said that the fuel shortages, price hike, and avoidable long queues in filling stations are unacceptable and no longer tolerable. The labor leaders said the federal government should put an end to the avoidable, unnecessary, crippling, and pain-inducing fuel shortages and unapproved price hike of up to 240 naira per litre in the country. The statement said further that the labor leaders were bewildered and disturbed by the persistent shortage and uncontrollable prices that players in the downstream sector of the petroleum industry were meting out to Nigerians. It added that organized labor is ready and willing to engage the federal government and assist in all ways possible to overcome the country's present challenges. And moving on to sports, head doctor of the 2022 National Sports Festivals Medical Center in Delta State, Dr. Anthony Enebe, has confirmed that over 100 athletes were treated by the medical team in the first 2 days of the game. Right from the night of the opening ceremony, an athlete fainted during the unveiling of the state contingent as a result of the extension after the trip from their home state. The medical team responded in a matter of seconds, with the athletes promptly taken care of. Menebe said the medical center had treated over 100 athletes since the beginning of the competition. He blamed the weather for the large number of athletes they have had to treat and also revealed that malaria had been a concern, adding that his medical team was up to the task in dealing with all medical issues with speed and efficiency. While on the foreign scene, the World Health Organization says the United Nations still cannot get unfettered access to bring humanitarian aid into Ethiopia's Tigray 1 month after the ceasefire. The UN's health agency said that just a trickle of aid had managed to get into the northern region, which is in the grip of a humanitarian crisis after a 2-year conflict. It will be recorded that the Ethiopian government and regional forces from Tigray agreed to cease hostilities, a dramatic diplomatic breakthrough in a war that has killed thousands, displaced millions, and left hundreds of thousands facing famine. According to WHO's Emergencies Director, Dr. Mike Ryan, peace process has not yet resulted in the kinds of full access, unfettered access, and in the massive scale of medical and health assistance that the people of Tigray need. Ryan added that there were issues in the west of Tigray in areas under the control of militias and other areas controlled by Eritrean troops. Meanwhile, Ethiopia's government said that it together with Tigrayan forces, had conveyed inside the Tigray region to outline disarmament plans that were also part of the peace deal signed in South Africa last month. And that ends the media news on OSBC TV. It was edited by Kayode Adebayo. Join us at 5 for the evening news. Good afternoon.